Welcome to a new way of seeing beauty beneath your feet. In this dream garden design, the path is not something bought, polished, or forced into perfection. Instead, it emerges from repurposed urban rubble, fragments once discarded and forgotten. Imagine cracked concrete softened by moss, broken bricks warmed by sunlight, and uneven textures guiding your steps slowly forward. These imperfect garden paths invite reflection rather than speed. As you walk, you begin to sense how sustainable garden pathways can tell stories of renewal, turning urban waste reuse in gardens into a quiet act of hope and creativity. Imperfect garden paths remind us that nature never moves in straight lines. In wabi-sabi garden design, beauty lives in irregular edges, subtle flaws, and unexpected harmony. When repurposed urban rubble replaces factory-cut stone, the path becomes expressive rather than uniform. Each step feels intentional, grounded, and calm. These Japanese-inspired garden paths encourage slower movement, allowing the mind to rest between textures and spaces. As light and shadow dance across uneven surfaces, the walkway transforms into a meditative journey, proving that sustainable garden design can feel deeply personal and emotionally grounding. Before construction begins, the shift starts in perception. Broken concrete, old bricks, and chipped stone are no longer waste, but opportunity. Urban rubble garden ideas teach us to look closer, to recognize potential hidden within rough surfaces. In recycled materials landscaping, every fragment carries history and weight. When placed intentionally, these pieces form imperfect stone pathways that feel honest and raw. This approach to eco-friendly path design reduces waste while creating a tactile experience underfoot. The garden becomes not only beautiful, but meaningful through its respectful reuse of materials. A successful path begins beneath the surface. For sustainable garden pathways, the ground is gently cleared and leveled without over-engineering. The soil is compacted just enough to support movement while remaining breathable. This mindful garden design respects the land's natural contours rather than forcing symmetry. As repurposed urban rubble waits nearby, the space feels open and full of potential. This quiet preparation allows the final walkway to settle naturally over time, embracing shifts and subtle changes as part of the naturalistic garden design philosophy. Large pieces of urban debris are carefully transformed by hand. Using simple tools, the rubble is broken into manageable shapes, each fracture revealing texture and character. This process connects the maker directly to the material, reinforcing low-cost garden path ideas rooted in effort rather than expense. In upcycled landscaping materials, no two pieces are the same, and that is their strength. The irregular edges will later create a path that feels organic, echoing the quiet imperfections found in nature itself. The path begins to emerge without mortar or glue. In this dry laying approach, pieces of repurposed urban rubble are placed slowly, fitted together like a thoughtful puzzle. Gaps are welcomed rather than corrected, honoring imperfect garden paths that breathe and shift. This minimalist garden pathways technique allows water to drain naturally while maintaining stability. Each stone finds its place intuitively, guided by balance rather than precision. The result feels alive, adaptable, and deeply connected to sustainable garden design principles. Perfect alignment is intentionally avoided. Rustic garden walkway ideas thrive on variation, encouraging subtle changes in step height and spacing. This unevenness slows the body and calms the mind, transforming walking into a mindful ritual. Japanese-inspired garden paths often use this technique to create rhythm rather than symmetry. As the path curves gently, it follows intuition instead of straight lines, reinforcing a serene outdoor path design that feels welcoming, grounded, and quietly expressive through its natural irregularity. The spaces between stones are just as important as the stones themselves. Smaller pebbles, sand, or low-growing plants soften the rugged structure of recycled materials landscaping. These fillers anchor the path visually while allowing movement and drainage. In eco-friendly path design, ground cover plants bring softness and life, blurring the boundary between hardscape and landscape. Over time, these details mature naturally, enhancing the imperfect stone pathways and deepening their connection to the surrounding garden environment. A successful path never feels separate from its surroundings. Repurposed urban rubble blends into soil, plants, and shadows, creating a unified experience. This naturalistic garden design approach ensures the walkway feels discovered rather than installed. As grasses lean in and leaves fall across the stones, the path becomes part of the garden's rhythm. Creative recycled garden paths invite curiosity, gently guiding movement while maintaining harmony with nature rather than dominating it. Once complete, the path changes how the garden is experienced. Each step across imperfect garden paths encourages awareness of texture, balance, and sound. The uneven surfaces slow movement, turning walking into meditation. This mindful garden design transforms a simple journey into a moment of calm reflection. Built from sustainable garden pathways and urban waste reuse in gardens, the walkway becomes more than functional. It becomes a quiet reminder that beauty often emerges when we allow imperfection to lead the way. A path made from repurposed urban rubble is never finished in a fixed sense. Over time, rain settles stones deeper into the earth, moss finds new footholds, and edges soften naturally. This slow transformation is central to wabi-sabi garden design, where change is welcomed rather than resisted. Imperfect garden paths gain character as seasons pass, becoming richer and more expressive. In sustainable garden design, time itself becomes a collaborator, quietly refining the walkway and strengthening its bond with the surrounding landscape. Every step along imperfect stone pathways produces subtle sounds and sensations. The gentle crunch of pebbles, the firmness of aged concrete, and the softness of planted gaps engage the senses fully. Japanese-inspired garden paths are designed to heighten awareness, turning walking into a mindful act. This serene outdoor path design invites attention without overwhelming the mind. Through recycled materials landscaping, texture replaces decoration, creating a calm, grounded experience that feels intimate and deeply connected to the natural world. Straight paths rush us forward, but gentle curves invite pause. In dream garden design, winding routes made from repurposed urban rubble slow the body and quiet the mind. These minimalist garden pathways follow intuition rather than geometry, revealing new views with each step. The irregular flow reinforces natural movement, aligning with sustainable garden pathways that respect the land's shape. Walking becomes less about destination and more about presence, guided by the organic rhythm of the path. Beauty does not require high budgets. Low-cost garden path ideas prove that creativity and care outweigh expensive materials. By using upcycled landscaping materials, a walkway gains durability without sacrificing character. Urban rubble garden ideas demonstrate how discarded materials can outperform polished alternatives in both strength and meaning. This eco-friendly path design shows that thoughtful reuse creates paths that feel authentic, grounded, and emotionally rich, all while reducing environmental impact and material waste. Every chipped edge and uneven surface becomes a form of expression. Imperfect garden paths speak a language of honesty and acceptance, echoing the principles of wabi-sabi garden design. Rather than hiding flaws, these paths highlight them, creating visual interest through variation. In sustainable garden design, this approach removes pressure to maintain perfection. The path feels approachable and human, reminding us that beauty often appears when we stop trying to control every detail.
Plants soften stone and blur boundaries. Along recycled materials landscaping, grasses, moss, and creeping ground covers gently spill into gaps. This integration strengthens naturalistic garden design by merging hard and soft elements seamlessly. Japanese-inspired garden paths often rely on this balance, allowing life to reclaim edges over time. The result is a living path that evolves with the seasons, enhancing serene outdoor path design through movement, growth, and subtle color shifts.
Rain darkens concrete, sunlight warms brick, and frost sharpens texture. These elements are not threats, but collaborators. Sustainable garden pathways accept weather as part of the design process. Repurposed urban rubble responds beautifully to environmental change, gaining depth and contrast. Imperfect stone pathways reveal new moods throughout the year, turning each walk into a different experience. This eco-friendly path design embraces nature's influence rather than resisting it. A path can shape how we feel. Mindful garden design uses movement and texture to create emotional balance. Walking along creative, recycled garden paths encourages reflection, grounding the body through uneven surfaces and natural materials. The tactile quality of urban waste reuse in gardens makes the experience feel honest and calming. These paths do not impress loudly. Instead, they quietly support emotional well-being through simplicity and connection. Every fragment in the path carries a past. Repurposed urban rubble transforms forgotten materials into meaningful design elements. In dream garden design, this storytelling quality adds depth beyond aesthetics. Imperfect garden paths become narratives underfoot, reminding us of transformation and renewal. Through sustainable garden design, waste becomes memory, and memory becomes beauty. Each step connects the present moment to a larger cycle of reuse and respect. Unlike polished walkways, rustic garden walkway ideas feel welcoming from the start. The uneven surfaces suggest use, age, and comfort. Japanese-inspired garden paths often aim for this lived-in quality, where perfection is unnecessary. Recycled materials landscaping creates a space that feels settled rather than staged. As the path blends into daily life, it becomes a natural extension of the garden, supporting calm movement and quiet enjoyment.
Minimalist garden pathways do not aim to impress through polish, but through presence. Using repurposed urban rubble keeps the design visually quiet yet texturally rich. Imperfect garden paths remove excess and focus attention on what truly matters: movement, light, and feeling. This approach to sustainable garden design avoids decoration for decoration's sake. Instead, each stone earns its place. The result is a grounded walkway that feels calm, honest, and deeply aligned with natural rhythms and mindful outdoor living.
As you walk, the path responds. The uneven surfaces of imperfect stone pathways encourage awareness in every step. This is the heart of mindful garden design, where walking becomes a conversation between body and ground. Japanese-inspired garden paths have long used this technique to slow the pace and sharpen attention. Through recycled materials landscaping, the path offers gentle resistance, reminding you to move with intention rather than haste, creating a serene outdoor path design rooted in awareness.
True sustainability extends beyond reused stone. Sustainable garden pathways also shape how we live and move. By choosing eco-friendly path design and urban waste reuse in gardens, the space encourages slower routines and deeper connection. Imperfect garden paths reduce maintenance pressure and embrace change, lowering both environmental and emotional costs. This design philosophy proves that sustainability is not only about resources, but about creating outdoor spaces that support balance, patience, and long-term well-being.
Eventually, the path stops feeling like a feature and starts feeling like the garden itself. Creative recycled garden paths dissolve into their surroundings, guiding movement without demanding attention. In dream garden design, this seamless quality is intentional. The walkway becomes a quiet guide, leading visitors gently through space and time. Each turn offers a new perspective, reinforcing naturalistic garden design that feels discovered rather than constructed. Thank you for walking this imperfect journey with us. These imperfect garden paths, shaped from repurposed urban rubble, remind us that beauty grows when we accept irregularity and reuse what already exists. Through sustainable garden design, recycled materials landscaping becomes a form of quiet creativity and care. If this vision inspires you to see potential in overlooked materials and create mindful outdoor spaces of your own, please subscribe for more ideas from Dream Garden Design and continue shaping gardens that tell meaningful stories.